All right, if you made money resolutions, we've called in the big guns to help you stick to them. Welcome back to Good Day. President and CEO of DeWitt Dunn Financial Services, Cathy DeWitt Dunn. And the first thing you say that people need to do is set goals.
Well, you know, saving money is a great one, right? But specifically, what does that mean? Set a goal of, I'm going to contribute more money to my 401k. I'm going to set up an emergency fund. I am going to pay down credit card debt. So make sure that the goal is clearly defined because everybody wants more money.
Yes, and Cathy, we're talking about getting physically fit. And like we were saying, it's kind of synonymous with getting fit physically as well because you have to set those goals and figure out what the parameters are that you want to stick to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody wants to go to the gym and, like we mentioned, lose weight, right? But how do you really get there? So with financial goals, what you need to do is have a budget worksheet, see how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, and then perhaps take a look at all your reoccurring charges or your debits on your checking account and say, hey, I could live without this, or I really need this. But the key is if you have money coming in, you can save.
Okay, and for people who really can't stick to saving money, this is one of those common goals that a lot of people set, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. What do you think one of the common reasons for that failure is?
Because I think the goal may be too aggressive, so start a little slower. So an example would be on your 401k, maybe just contribute 1 or 2% more per month, you know, out of sight, out of mind with your money, and you know that that's going to be there for your retirement. Because the biggest thing is that on the first day that you go to work should be the day that you start thinking about retirement because it's going to happen later down the road, right?
Yes, and something else you mentioned was changing the mindset.
Yeah.
How does that apply?
That's really a big thing. So, you know, right now everybody has a lot of great goals. So what you want to do is, like, if you're going to the gym, you're going to pack your bag the night before, or you're going to make your meals ahead of time to get in shape. That also applies to financial fitness. So making sure that you have a budget, like we mentioned, have clear defined goals, and change your mindset. Oh, you typically think, oh, I'm going to have to do without that. No, think, I'm empowering myself. I'm taking control of my financial future, and I'm treating myself by not spending money. So that's the clear mindset that people need to take away.
Yeah, so clear when you put it that way. And I know something else we've talked about is starting slow, because when people start a diet, immediately they'll cut off this, cut off that, and then in a couple days it's like, I really want that donut. So they're starting too fast, right?
Right, and I think that's one reason why a lot of people fail. So it's just the small goals, whether if it's paying off short-term, you know, your credit card debt, you know, make sure you pay the balance that you want to pay off quicker, and then, you know, kind of let all the other credit cards, you know, kind of sit to the side and pay one down, then go to the next and go to the next. But it's also, you know, one of my challenges with all of our clients that come into our office is the fact that they have not prepared enough for retirement, and the greatest fear that they're potentially looking at is running out of money. So having a plan in place to avoid that later down the road will lead to a successful retirement.
And Cathy, you do this professionally. How many times do you run into people who feel like they can do this on their own? They don't need to seek a coach or some advice.
Well, oftentimes we see that, but then people have a tendency to fail. So just like when you show up to the gym and you haven't done that for a while, you look for a coach at the gym to kind of help you with your goals and your objectives. You also need to seek out a financial professional to help you with your budget, your savings, and preparing for retirement.
And this is also something you say too, that you want to make sure you're being serious about.
Oh, absolutely. You know, what we talked about before we began is just the fact that a lot of people aren't prepared for retirement later down the road, and it's not like you're going to be able to show up to the bank and have that finance. So working with someone to help you with your goals and objectives, put a plan in place, and know what kind of income you can generate later down the road for your retirement, that's financial freedom.
And regardless of where you stand, you can do this now, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Cathy. And we will have Cathy's tips for you on our website, fox4news.com.